R.I.P. B.I.G. Let's go.
For the bread and butter, I leave niggas in the gutter.
Yeah.
For the bread and butter, I leave niggas in the gutter.
Mims.
For the bread and butter, I leave niggas in the gutter.
Y'all know it was me, right?
For the bread and butter,
say my name again.
niggas in the gutter.
Mims.
For the bread and butter, for the bread and butter,
One more time.
for the bread and butter, for the bread and butter, for the bread
Mims.
and butter.
Y'all gonna remember that?
We don't have to dwell on it, but I didn't know. Maybe I forgot. I didn't know that Jay took a shot at you. I didn't know, I didn't know a lot of people took that many shots at you. And are you saying that it's because that particular line, you think?
That particular line and where the state of hip hop rested.
So what I want to ask you at this point is, besides Jay, who are some of the other guys that might have took a shot at you? And then I want to ask you, did you ever get a chance to speak to him about it? Did you ever care to speak to him about it?
I answer the first question and the second question for you. First question is, I mean, anybody who's anybody, whether it was Jay-Z, 50 Cent, I know Lil Wayne that made a comment, and, you know, I think, I don't know, it's probably a few more. There's a couple cats that I won't name because they're not even relevant to even, I name the cats that to me matter musically and I get influenced by musically because I got a respect level for them. But there's a lot of cats y'all might know that did little crazy records that don't even exist on my, and don't even exist in my world, and you know who you are, so I won't address you because you just don't exist. But I'll address the cats that to me have some clout and have made a lot of decisions musically to improve the hip hop game.
So before you even get into it deep or explain it, one, the audience might not know what they said.
Okay.
So maybe you could say Jay said this, Wayne said this. Okay. This is why you're gonna address it.
The comment I heard that Jay made was, you know, hip hop is in a bad place when someone can say on a record, and don't quote me verbatim because I'm only going off of my memory, but I did read it and I actually, you know, I respected it. He said he mean no disrespect, but you know hip hop is in a bad place when someone can say in a record, I could sell a mill saying nothing on the track, but not only say it, but actually mean it.
And that was Jay-Z's.
That was Jay-Z's.
That's what
that was Jay-Z's comment. Not verbatim, but something along the line. And what I respected about that is that he wasn't taking a jab at me, because he said that it's not his place to judge, but he's just speaking from his own point of view. And I think this is during the time he was making the American Gangster album, which, by the way, was like a great album. You know,
classic.
Great album. And then I know 50, you know, obviously that's his MO. His MO is to really kind of, you know, chop the head off of the cats that he feels, you know, he could like easily just swipe away. And he you know, he really kind of, I guess his angle was never really a personal thing. It was just I'm 50 Cent, you know, I'm running things in New York, and before anybody comes and makes any noise in my territory, you know, they gotta deal with me and deal with my situation. So I mean, I don't think it was necessary. I think his comment was, at the time, it was me and Rich Boy doing our thing, and Rich Boy, obviously an Interscope artist, he made a comment. 50 made a comment saying that Rich Boy was, you know, putting a little bit more grassroots and seeds into his career, and he could see his career, you know, blossoming a little bit more than mine would, because I only had one record at the time, and that was all people knew me by. And shout out to the homie Rich Boy. That's the homie anyway.
So it wasn't necessarily a record. It was more an interview he did. It
was more interview, and it was more him saying, and it was a respectful comment too from 50. It was him saying, look, in order for Mims to be anything big, he has to put the grassroots in, you know. And he was making a comment about, you know, I need to show the world a little bit more records before I go ahead and you know, before I go ahead and release an album. And I honestly agree with him on that one, but you know, sometimes that ain't in your power. Sometimes you gotta deal with what the label says and you know, go with the punches.
And what did Wayne?
I think Wayne's comment was, I think he made a comment about the actual record, This Is Why I'm Hot, and someone asked him in an interview what makes him different from different artists, and he was just saying that, you know, you could turn on the radio, you're gonna always be able to turn on the radio and hear a Lil Wayne record. And in certain records you hear now, you won't hear you won't hear from ever again or ever again in the future, and just making a reference to me being an artist, Mims, or me being AKA Mr. This Is Why I'm Hot. Before people knew me as Mims, they probably know me as This Is Why I'm Hot first. So you know, they were all respectable jabs, but you got to expect it. And the one thing about me that I actually liked is that, you know, these are people that musically I respect and I look up to, and you hearing that from me. So it's not like I'm being a punk about it, saying, oh, you know, fuck that, fuck them niggas, you know, whatever. I'm not being ignorant. I'm being real, saying I need to pay my homage. So this is my time to really kind of sit around and pay my homage. And I think that's what my second album represents for me, is really getting back in the public's face and saying, look, y'all might have mistakenly got me wrong. Like, this is what I'm here to do. Check it out. So I think
you with what you releasing now, you catching a lot of people's attention, and they ain't really. I don't think they're gonna say that too much longer when the album drops.
And you know what's crazy is that if I told you I did it on purpose, you probably wouldn't believe me. But we'll see. We'll see where it leads, and then I'll let y'all tell me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, man. Exclusive, your man Kraze. Mims, it's always a pleasure.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Mims, a.k.a. Mr. Move, if you want it. And right now you're chilling with the homie Kraze, the king of content. Act like you know he keeps it. Matter of fact, I'm the American king. He's the king of content. That's how we do it, baby. We here. Mims!